everybody. It's Maxine English from Unlocking the Fearless You. I've come with you today and I'm here bringing Adam Stott. Now, Adam Stott is going to go through all his ideas and fears, and when it comes down to his confidence and what happened with his business and what he went through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask each and every one of you, is anybody that's watching today and anybody that wants to actually ask any questions to Adam, you're more than welcome to. Adam is a fantastic person when he asks his Q&As. He's really good at them. And yeah, we'll go into a few more details with Adam now. So here we come. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. You?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Right, this is Adam Stott. Adam I've known for around about 18 months. And he's helped me out in a massive amount in my business. So on my launch night tonight, I want to say thank you very much for coming on. It is much appreciated. It is much appreciated. And I'm going to pass you over to Adam so that he can tell himself, he can tell about, can't even speak tonight. He can tell himself a little bit about himself, and then at least then you can know a little bit more. Go on, Adam, over to you.
Over to me. So hello, everybody. My name's Adam Stott. I'm an international speaker, writer of 4 books, author of 4 books, one that's just launched called The Social Media Money Machine. I've trained thousands of business owners and helped them grow in many different ways, as well as owning my own businesses in different areas. So I've been through lots. I've built very, very large businesses. I've helped profitable small businesses. But more importantly, I've helped thousands of people like yourselves to really grow and get fantastic results and shown them how to break through those barriers. So I know Maxine said tonight that she wants to ask some questions around fear. So I'm hoping, well, I know I'll be able to add lots of value to you. And if you've got questions, by all means, fire them in. Maxine says I'm good at Q&A. I've answered a few. So I'm sure I'll be able to help a lot of you during this broadcast. So thanks very much, Maxine.
No worries. Okay, so as you can see, Adam is all ready and raring to go. So if you do have any questions to ask, you're more than welcome to. Jacqueline says, good evening, Adam.
Hello there.
He's one of the ladies. She did an interview on me before I actually won the Speakers Award in August. And yeah, she put me through my paces, but I try not to let her anything out. So as you all know, I'm the fear fighter. I talk about your fears, your confidences, and your self-esteem. So we do everything we can in these broadcasts to give you as much content as possible and to help you out in your business and your lifestyle. So Adam, I would like to know, or everyone else would like to know, what important things do you do when you start your business?
Okay, so obviously I've started quite a few businesses in my time. I think the first thing that I want to do is I really want to get proof of concept. And proof of concept, I think I've seen so many business owners so many times start a business and get to the point where they don't have proof of concept. And proof of concept is you've got paying clients that want what you're offering, that really are looking for a solution, and you're there to offer them that solution. I think that's really, really important, because so many people think about a business, they come up with different ideas, and sometimes they fall in love with their idea, but their idea, that doesn't mean just because you're in love with it, everybody else is in love with it. So I think it's very important to find the need in the marketplace. And if there's a need in the marketplace and you can do it in a better way than somebody else, or more original in somebody else, or give better service and really create those USPs, then you are going to take some market share and create a successful business. But for me, the first step is find proof of concept. And proof of concept is people want what you've got and they're willing to pay for it. And I think if you can do that first of all, then you can really start to get the ball rolling after that, and many things come after that, of course.
Exactly. Okay, so Jackie's got a question for you. Jacqueline's got a question for you. How important is your mindset when setting up a new business?
I think it's absolutely imperative, and I've spent all day today actually with and usually I coach business owners of all different sizes. I've got clients with multi-million-pound companies. I've got speakers, consultants, coaches, property investors that are just starting out. So all different range of clients. And today I was actually with somebody that was just starting out, and he had so many mental blocks, that in order for us to really get him to create success, we've got to break through those mental blocks. So it's absolutely vital. Mindset is everything, because everybody's going to tell you can't do it. everybody's going to say it's not a good idea. When you put yourself out there, people want to pull you down, and your mentality is what's going to carry you through and get results. So you need to believe in yourself. You absolutely need to believe in yourself, and you need to find people around you that are going to believe in you too, because business can be a lonely place. It really can. So getting surrounded with the right people is really what's going to help carry you through times of hardship and times of doubt, you know, and it really is this. It's that sometimes when you're in business, it's never a smooth road. It really is never, ever a smooth road. It's up and down all the time. And you're going to have those moments when you go down, and you have those moments when you go up. Now, I think the key to remember is whenever you're having a moment where you sort of come down and you're not feeling great, is to get another win under your belt and to really start building on those wins and letting them compound. And when you do that, you really start to build confidence and your mindset becomes stronger. Now, the question you might be asking at that point is, well, how do you build those wins? And really, for me, sales is a vitally important part in business. You need to be good at sales. And in order to get more sales, you need to be having more conversations. You need to be putting yourself out there. I mean, Maxine's asked me to do this evening. And I know Maxine, she's a go-getter. She's out there all the time, and she's putting herself out there, which is why I've agreed to do it. Because if you're prepared to put yourself out there and you want to go out and have more conversations, that's how you're going to lead to more wins. The more people you speak to, the more relationships you're going to build. The more relationships you're going to build, the more results you're going to get, the more you're going to win. The more you win, the more your mindset's on point. I hope that answers the question, Jacqueline. Or, you know, at least answers part of the question.
It does answer the question, Adam. You're doing really well. Okay, so Jacqueline has decided she's going to ask another question.
Oh,
okay. How do you go about establishing whether people want what you have to offer?
Okay, it's a really, really good question. Absolutely superb question. Because a lot of people go out there and, you know, if you ask your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your nan, of course they're going to, you know, tell you your idea is great. But you need to go out there and you need to get honest advice. You need to get good coaching. You need to have people that are going to tell you the truth and they're going to tell you straight. And if you can get that, and you can get that good coaching, that good advice, and really honest feedback and criticism, you can see where you're doing well and where you're not doing so well. I think that the real test is actually in the marketplace itself, and understanding in the marketplace when you're speaking to people and when you're offering your product or service. If people keep saying no to you, there's a reason, and you've got to accept that. And what I would say to you is, if somebody says no to what you're offering them, is ask them why. You'll be surprised. People will just tell you, and you can actually refine your offering and refine your product to actually meet their needs. But in the beginning, you've got to go and put yourself out there. You've got to ask the questions. And one thing that's super important, Jacqueline, is you've got to have that ability to change and adapt. I think where I see many, many people that are very successful, I see many people that are not so successful. And really the ones that are not so successful are the ones that are not willing to change, are the ones that are not willing to adapt. Don't fall in love with your idea. Your idea is 1% of your success. It's not 99%. It's 1% of your success. The other 99% comes in many different components, such as persistence, hard work, ability to change, ability to deal with rejection, understanding finances in business, marketing, sales, and everything else. The idea is just a part of it, a small part. And what we want to do is we want to take that idea and we want to make it into something people want. And if we can take that idea and make it into something people want, then they will buy it. But you've got to understand that the clients are going to need to want your product or service. And if they do, that's how you're going to get more sales and you're going to build that business.
See, guys, this is the reason why I brought Adam here today, because I know, because I've known Adam for a long time, and I see him as a very dear friend of mine. He's helped me out in so many different ways. This is the reason I wanted to bring him onto the launch show tonight, because I know there is so much there in Adam's mind that he can help you with. And I've seen a lot of it, and I'm sure there's a load more to come out there. But you have to...
Well, you know you're always going to get it straight. That's the one thing I'll say.
Exactly, and that's the thing with me and you, Adam. We are very straight and to the point. You know, I'm very plain English, and what you see is what you get, and that's what I love about you, is because I know if something's wrong with the business, you would just turn up and you would just say, this needs changing. And I remember a time, well, it's got to be just over a year ago now, that you come up to me and said to me, Max, you need to do this in your business. You need to get yourself online. And I didn't take the notice at the time because I was too thinking of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And as per normal, you proved me right.
So many being after it comes with experience, but working with so many different business owners in so many different areas, sometimes you can see with an outside view what they can't necessarily see because the tunnel vision focus. And I think it's really important. Being able to adapt and being able to change is a vital component in business. It really is, because you're going to have these ideas, or you're going to have these products you create. You think they're the best thing since sliced bread, but if no one wants it, it doesn't matter, you know, and that's the reality. And sometimes it's about branding. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with what you're offering, but the actual brand needs to change, you know, because you're not getting the message across to the client, and that's where branding and marketing comes in.
And we've had quite a few conversations about that, haven't we?
Quite a few.
Okay, so on your businesses, when you first opened up your businesses, and obviously I know that you've done quite a few, what obstacles have you had? What have you found that's been quite difficult to overcome, or what have you overcome later on, and just, you know, overcome every step of it, just so people can understand a little bit, because I know a lot of people get stuck. And
Yeah.
how did you overcome yours?
I've had every single obstacle you can possibly face. Well, not every one that you can possibly face, but most of them, you know. And I think that I can talk about mine, but I think about the clients, and I think that the clients that, you know, like I was with this gentleman today, and he's a fantastic guy, but he's got some belief in there that is stopping him from getting through. And I think that mindset is a massive challenge for people. And I have to be 100% honest and 100% straight, is that my mindset has always been very on point. I've had good confidence in myself. I've had good belief in myself. So it's rare that I doubt myself in my mindset. And even under attack, or even when people have said to me, you can't do it, things are going to go wrong, this is not going to happen, that's not going to happen, I've always believed in myself. So I can't sit here and tell you that I've lacked belief in myself at times, because I really haven't. But I do know from speaking to so many business owners that actually that belief in themselves is a big struggle. And I think that you can get through that with the right conversations with the right people. You can get through that through the right coaching, the right mentoring, and starting to unlock that potential within yourself. But you have to understand, if you're going into business, that the responsibility is on your shoulders. Your results are on your shoulders. When you do well, it's up to you. When you do bad, it's up to you. And if you accept that responsibility, that gives you that freedom to understand that even when it does go bad, we're going to change and we're going to go in a different direction. Okay, and we're going to adapt. Now, when I talk about challenges in the beginning, I think there's another challenge that everybody seems to face. And I remember that in the beginning, when I first started my first business, which is actually a finance brokerage, a lot of people think it was a car business, it's actually a finance brokerage, is that when I first started that business, I was super confident. I had the great idea. I thought I had the product. You know, I was motivated, and I sold my house, moved back in my mum to fund this business. And very quickly, I realised that I had no clients. And I was like, oh shit, where am I going to find these clients? Sorry, I'm not allowed to swear on it. But, you know, I was like, oh, what do I do? And I know, having trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of business owners, that they find themselves in that position. And that is a challenge. And that really separates the men from the boys, or the girls from, you know, the women from the girls, whoever's watching, is being able to have that moment when you realise that I haven't got any clients. I have got no income coming in. I don't know how I'm going to bring income into this business. That's when the real challenge sets down, and you see that challenge, and how are you going to overcome it? And the way you can overcome it, now I can tell you a billion strategies. I can sit here and tell you client acquisition strategies till they come out your ears. But the reality at that moment is that you need to get up from whatever you're doing, get up off your bum, and you need to go out and you need to make it happen. And the reality is, the more conversations you have, the more people you speak to, the more results you're going to get. And you've got to go out there and you've got to get talking, you've got to get the results, you've got to put yourself out there. And the more you put yourself out there, the more conversations you have, and the more awareness you get, the more that's going to bring in business and give you opportunities. And I think that's one of the biggest tests of mettle of anybody that goes into business, because that is when you have to take action. That's when you have to get results. And I can tell you what is, no matter what happens in your life, and I was coaching another guy the other day, very successful guy in the corporate world, super successful, had a huge redundancy payout, which he took, voluntary redundancy, very talented guy in the tech world. And he comes to me and he says, look, I took my redundancy, massive money, not long ago, he said, I've tried to go in consultancy, but I haven't got any clients. And you can see it hurts him, and he doesn't know how to get them. You can see that this talented guy that's got all this talent can't go out there and get the clients. And I think that is the real test of a business owner. And obviously I've shown him and guided him, and now he has got clients. Literally from 0 clients, 2 months, he's now got 6 good consulting clients for his technology business. So he's done well, but he needed that guidance. But sometimes we need to get up off our bums and go and make it happen. And that's absolutely vital. So I think no clients is a challenge, absolutely. I think you have funding challenges. There's going to be times where funds are tight. You're going to have cash flow challenges. And this is where these are real tests of mettle. And the difference between the winners and the losers is the winners keep going. It's persistence, it's perseverance, it's that commitment to win. I will not fail. I will win no matter what. And look, sometimes we all have moments. We all fail at times. But the difference is, are you going to get back up and go out and make it happen? That's the difference. Have you got it in you? And I think that test of resolve is so important in business.
Yeah, and you know what, guys and girls, that is an amazing thing that Adam's just done for you there, because that's a lot of the things that Adam has taught me over the time, is that you've got to go out there, you've got to sell, you've got to get leads in, because if you've not got no clients, you've got no business. And the thing is, it's like, you've got to go up there and you just got to get it no matter what. And just for anybody that, I can't even speak tonight, sorry, for anybody that's just joined us tonight, there's been quite a lot of information that Adam's give out, so you can check that on the replay. However, I'll give you a bit of a of what's been going on at the moment. Is that Adam's been telling about the amazing businesses that he's done and what he's done and how much he's pushed himself forward in every single way that he possibly can. And by doing that, he just goes up, he just gets it, and he just does it. And by doing that, makes him a successful person of what he is today. And you can go out there and do exactly the same. You just got to do the right strategy, and you just got to keep pushing. And no matter what, you just got to keep going there. And how many times you get turned down, how many times you keep getting a no, one of these days it will be a yes. So you just got to keep going there.
And I said, I was talking to this gentleman today. I said to him today, listen, every single no that you get, you are that one closer to a yes. I said to him, I want you to go out and get 200 no's. I said, if you go out and get me 200 no's, you're going to tell me you got 5 yeses, all right? And that's the difference. So go and get me 200 no's. I don't care, because you've had 200 conversations that have led you to get in the business. And look, for anybody watching, if you want to grow a business, it all starts with increasing the amount of leads and opportunities that you get into your, the top of your funnel. The more leads and opportunities you get, the more people you speak to, the more conversations you have. That's where it starts. After that, we improve our engagement, we improve our ability to engage with those people, we improve our ability to sell to those people, so improve our sales process. And once we're actually sold to the clients, we want to create wow. I want you to add more value than they can ever expect. And if you add more value than they can ever expect, then you won't lose that client. That client will stay with you. So that creating those wow moments and those wow experiences and really looking after your clients is going to be what sets you apart and makes the difference. You say, oh, I've got good customer service. Good customer service, that's what everybody says. I want your clients to be literally saying wow when they deal with you, because they got more than they could have expected. And then I want you to nail your product. I want your product to be perfection. And one thing I'll say about perfection, which could actually be the wrong word, I don't want that to stop you, because your product might not be perfect right now, but I told you at the beginning, it starts with getting more leads, more opportunities, and more conversations. Start having those conversations before your product's perfect. But when I say your product perfection, I don't mean your product needs to be perfect. I mean that your delivery of that product to your client needs to be perfect. The client needs to go away happy and say, that was great value. The more value you add to your clients, the more money you'll add to your pockets, the more results you get. And then after that, which I think so many people forget, is after you've got the opportunity, you've engaged with them properly, you've taken them through the sales process, you've added the wow, you've delivered the product. This is what so many people forget. I then want to turn that into after sales that sell. I want to take that client and I want to do business with them in the future. Every single client is not one client, they're 4, they're 5 clients. I want you to sell something to their mum, their dad, their brother, their sister. I want you to sell to their cousins, their family, because you add so much value, you're so good at what you do. So you stop focusing on you know, oh, I don't want to sell to this person, or I don't want to offer this person that. If you truly believe in what you do, then you've got to sell to serve. You've got to sell your product or service because you know it is the benefit of the client if they buy it. I know that anybody comes on my courses, I know anyone becomes a member of Big Business Events, I know they get so much value, they'll get more than they could ever expect. So I've got no problem in saying, look, you've got to join because I know you're going to get good results. So, and that, if you believe in your product that much, then you'll be successful. Simple as that.
And just recapping on what Adam just said about his big business events. Now, I've been with Adam's big business events for the last 18 months, and I can sit there and say that on the other side of it, and you know, sitting there as one of Adam's clients, that the amount of content that you get is absolutely amazing. And Adam will sit there and he will spend the time with you and he will talk to you and he will go through everything with you. And any problems that you've got, you just put your hand up and he'll come and he'll ask you that question. Nothing's ever too much of a hassle. And this is the reason why it's like, you know, I've always gone to Adam for any kind of things when it comes down to business. Now, I know my own personal goals and I know my own personal achievements and I know the things that I've done wrong in my business. But with you, Adam, with people that have started with you, is, as you said, you've coached thousands of people, you've helped so many different businesses, and I've seen so many businesses grow because of what you've done and how you've helped them out. Is that, what do you find that people do wrong in their business? What would you say the big thing?
I think the big problem is people can't sell and they're afraid of selling. They're afraid of selling, they're afraid of closing deals. And if you want to be successful in business, you need to be able to sell. I think it's a massive, massive problem because you can have the best product in the service in the world, but if you can't influence and convince people to buy it, then there's no point because they're never going to try it and they're never going to use you. So I think sales is a massive problem. I think marketing's a massive problem because, again, best product or service in the world, no one's ever heard of it. What good's that? You know, so I think sales and marketing really drive business growth. You know, marketing is the fuel that fires up your engine, and sales is the pedal that makes you go faster, starts to drive your business forward. So if you want to grow your business, you need to be able to sell, you need to be able to market. Then everything else, let me tell you, look, you don't start out in business when you start out, you don't start out perfect, you don't know everything. You know, and I think that, you know, you ask how have I been able to help so many different business owners? It's because I am a business owner. I've grown businesses. I've grown businesses to 40 million in sales. I've had problems and I've seen that go, you know, and I've grown more other businesses to £1 million in sales, £5 million in sales. I've done it quite a few times. So I know the pitfalls. I know what you can do wrong. And I know the way to grow it in the first place and get it right. So I think that when you've been through that and you've done it quite a few times, that your experience and the amount you can add to other people is so much different. And I think I'm probably, without, you know, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but maybe one of the only speakers that can speak to you on marketing, that can speak to you on social media, that can speak to you on sales, that can speak to you on business finances, you know, that can do all that whole variety of really how you take a business and how you grow it, whether you're starting out, you're already successful, or you're somewhere in between, you know, and I can help people on that journey. And as you say, I've done it so many times. You know, you've seen the results.
Yeah, I have seen the results, and it is absolutely astounding. I mean, you've had people on that course that have grown like 300, 400, 500%, and I've seen it in front of my eyes. And some people, like, they think it's too good to be true, but it's not. It's true.
Yeah, and I think that the bit, you know, I think that when people see business people, they think sometimes they can be all tough, and you know, I can be tough. That's the truth, you know, and I am direct, but I really do care about the clients and seeing them become successful and seeing them get results. Nothing makes me actually happier, you know, and seeing yourself tonight, like you're stepping up. You know, I'm proud of you, and you know, people, you know, I want to support that, and it's the same for all my clients. Every single, I'm sure that some of the clients will watch this video and they know that I care. They know if they've got a problem, they'll call me. Doesn't matter whether they're my coaching client or whether they're a member, whatever they are, if they've got a relationship with me, they know that I'm there for them.
Yeah, and you are, and you've always been there. I mean, I know that I can just send you a Facebook message and say, Adam, help, and you're there, and you always have been. You know what? I'm quite happy for you to blow your own trumpet. That's not a problem at all. Right. I have got a question from Jackie. She loves asking you questions today.
Question asker. Well done, sweetheart.
Right. Jackie, do you have to get a mentor or coach when you first start out in your business?
You don't, but you'd be wise to. that's the answer. Like, you know, truthfully, I didn't personally, I didn't have a mentor or coach in the beginning, but if I did have, I would have got there faster. You know, I did find, and this is like, I was lucky, I found by accident a couple of people that I could ask questions that would assist me, that would give me time, and, you know, just out of kindness. I wasn't paying them or anything, that they just wanted to help me and they wanted to see me do well. And there's a lot of people out there like that, but the problem is if you're not in the right network and you're not around people and you can't find those people, then often you're asking advice from people that have never done what you want to do, that have never got the results that you want to get, and they're advising you. Or even worse, you're asking your staff, you know, the people that work for you to advise you. And, you know, at the end of the day, they've got a vested interest. Just having third-party insight and third-party information can completely change the game. And I think that if you get that, you can see yourself grow quicker. You know, and I think that I look at this guy today. I said to my partner Hannah earlier, I said, look, he's just starting out, but I totally respect him because he's had the foresight to say, I'm starting out, but in order for me to start out right, I need to find somebody that can guide me and that can help me. And I respect that 100%. So many people don't. You know, I think that that's really important.
If you've got to, say for example, you've got a client to start with, or a friend or a family member, and they're starting their own business and they can't afford a mentor or a coach, what would you say the next best thing to do would be?
I think you've got to reach out to people that walk the path that you want to walk. You know, and if you can do that, look, I have got very successful people and very successful connections. You can see that I've spent time with some of the most successful people in the world, and believe me, when I've spent time with them, I've been asking them questions, I've been picking their brains. I think curiosity is a beautiful thing, and I think that the more questions you ask, the more you try to understand people, the better results that you can get. If you can't afford it, get yourself around the right people and completely pick their brains. Ask them as many questions as possible and try to add value to them in some way. If you come from a place of taking all the time, you know, people tend to be put off. But if you come from, even if you've got nothing to give, just offering and saying, is there a way that I can help you? I'd really like your help. I'd really like to ask you these questions. I don't want to push you too far, but is there something I could help you with? I'd love to. The reality is they're going to say no. No, don't worry about it. They're fine. I don't need anything. But of course I'll answer your questions. At the end of the day, anybody that forgets where they've come from, you know, is probably not the right person to ask advice for anyway. Because I think you've got to ask advice, and you know, you've got to have a bit of kindness in your heart to want to help other people. And if you can find people that have been successful, that got the good results, and you can ask them and get that feedback, then I think that's really important.
Brilliant. Okay.
I'll say another thing just for you, just off the top of my head, is like, you know, if you can't afford a coach or you can't afford to get mentoring and you can't afford that, I'm sure you can afford a book. You know what I mean? How many books do you think I run in the book? I must have read 1,000 books, you know, because I'm curious, right? And I want to know things. I'm sure you can afford a book, and I'm sure you can afford my book. Go and buy it. No, but you know what I'm saying. So, but the book's going to save you time, right? You know, there's a lot of resources out there now. And another thing I respected about this guy today is he's searching. You know, and I think the people that are watching are probably searching for something. They're probably searching for how to find a way to get to the next level, how to grow, how to climb. That's probably what they're looking for. So I respect the fact you're watching the video, and I hope I say I hope, I know I'll have value to it, but you know, sure that you know, take it on and listen and implement, and you'll get good results. But even if you can't afford it, you're doing the right thing by watching these videos and getting the information.
Exactly, and this is the reason why we're doing these, Adam, because by actually putting these broadcasts out, you know, each one of us is doing something different. I mean, you've got Everton on here who just come in and said hello there.
Hello,
now
buddy.
he's doing the business strategy, and he's one of the 12 as well. And he's been doing interviews. He done his first one the other day. He done absolutely amazing. Had over 1,000 views on it. And there's so much information that we're trying to get out there as much as we possibly can. And giving good content. And this is the reason why we try to bring the best of the best actually onto this stage here, because if we can give out as much as we possibly can, that's us giving back to all the things that we've got back from people like yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know, look, well done, very good success. You know, I think that put yourself out there, get the information, make it happen. It will come for you. But it's a long game, short game.
It is. So Mohammed just come in, and I am new here. Hi, Mohammed. I hope that you get quite a lot of content out of today. Also, go into the Global TV. Yes, you can. And you'll see a lot of other content there as well. So it's always be good to see you. Right. So I'm going to ask you a question now. What is your 3 top books? Would you say that you'd say that you've read that you think is absolutely amazing, that everybody needs to go out and obviously buy or download, that could actually do so well for them in their business?
Okay, so it depends where you're at. I get asked recommendations all the time. It depends where you're at and what you want. You know, it might be right now. What I would suggest you do first of all, before I give you a book recommendation, is I'd focus on your. So
come forward, Adam. You keep cutting out.
Sorry. I would say before I recommend a book, I would say focus on your weaknesses. I think the sequence is important. I think that you've got to look at, before you just say, oh, I'm going to read a book, then you've got to say, what is it I need to improve? And then choose a book on that basis. Now, I love reading autobiographies and I love reading stories, and I can give you some great ones of those. I give you great sales book, great marketing book, great marketing book. But it's all different. It's a really difficult question because all different books for all different times. I'll give you a bit of a variety. Let's give you a variety, yeah? So let's say, I'll tell you, this is not the best book in the world, but if you are struggling at sales and you're not great at sales, then a book that I used to give to all my salespeople, I always got them to start at the basics, and I called Selling to Win by Richard Denny. Now, that book, the basics, but it will give you the ground level basics. Sales is holding you back. Give that lead, and then started there to the degree. Now, I'll give you another book that I think is really, really, really good from an inspiration point of view, and that is the book Shoe Dog, which is about the Nike story.
Adam, sorry to interrupt you. I've been told you're getting a lot of feedback and you keep cutting out.
Ah, okay. Let's see what we can do about that. What about now? Can you hear me better?
Is that any better, guys? Jacqueline, can you hear perfectly? Keep talking, Adam. We'll soon let you know. Right. So what was the first book called?
Okay, so I said, look, this is a book I used to give. I think it is still getting a bit of feedback, actually. Let's see if I can move back a little bit, see if that makes a difference. So one book that I used to give to all my salespeople, very good at the basics of selling, is Selling to Win by Richard Denny. So if you struggle with sales, that's somewhere you can definitely get started and make an impact. The second book I would say, from a story basis point of view, an inspirational basis, is the book Shoe Dog. Okay, and that's about the Nike story. And that is really quite an inspirational memoir of Bill Knight. So I'd recommend that, and I think that's a really, really good book. And the third one, I'll give you a controversial one, is the first book I read when I kind of started out in the personal development journey was actually Donald Trump's book called The Art of the Deal. Now, if you read that book, you know, I don't care if you hate Donald Trump or whatever you think about him, read that book and tell me you don't respect him, because it was good. You know, respect his ability to make deals. You know, I really enjoyed that book, and I think it's a really, really good book for anyone to read. So there's 3, but I could probably give you 30. You know,
yeah, that's the thing. I thought, well, at least then by actually you putting the books out there, it might be able to help people in different ways. Like you said, it's like if people can't afford mentoring and coaching, it's always good to pick up a book. But sometimes there's so many books on the shelf, you don't know what to pick. So it's always nice to get, it's always nice to get a bit of inside information.
I think you've got to understand, people got to understand sequence. The difference about coaching and books and courses and different things, the thing about coaching is you can talk to the person. If you're a good coach and you're good at what you do, you can find out what they need and you can go direct to source and you can get that sorted. So it gives you the sequence. That's the difference, you know, because sometimes we're trying to self-evaluate and find out what we need, and a lot of the time we don't know, and we're always searching. I think coaching can give you that shortcut.
That's exactly that. I mean, there is so much out there. I mean, what would you say if you come down to marketing? And I know what you're like. You love your marketing. You love your online strategies. You like everything like that, and I know that. But tell these guys here, what would you say if they would say they're going to market somewhere and try and make it as inexpensive as possible? Where would you say to go?
For marketing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You can't market any business cheaper than you can using Facebook ads that I've seen. You know, I've sold £50 million worth of products on Facebook. Just written a book called The Social Media Money Machine, which you can find on my Facebook page. And I think that I haven't seen another route that can produce leads, sales, and opportunity as quickly as that. And look, you don't need to always pay for Facebook ads and marketing. You can do what you're doing now. You're having a conversation with people. You know, you're increasing the awareness. So there's just so many ways that you can use social media to create results. I think the only thing worse than using the wrong marketing channel is using no marketing channel at all. You have to understand marketing is the fuel that grows any business. And if you don't do any marketing and you don't put yourself out there, then you're not going anywhere. You're going to stand still. Marketing gets it moving. It's the fuel that goes through your engine.
Okay. So 2 more questions, and then we'll finish off. What would you say your biggest achievement's been so far?
I've had so many. I'll tell you, would I?
I know, that's why I thought I'd ask you, because I imagine it's quite hard for you because you've had so many. But I thought there must be one that's got underneath your skin a little bit.
You know, from a business perspective, of course, me, my lovely lady, and my baby, obviously, my
Little man.
She's obviously standing next to me.
Oh, bless. You can bring him on camera, it's fine.
That's it, right, okay. So no, from a business point of view, I've won European Entrepreneur of the Year. I've been Amazon Entrepreneur of the Year. I've 1,000 businesses by Britain 3 years running. Fastest profitable growth in Europe for business growth. So I've had a lot of good things. Do you know what? I'm not a big one. You know, they say that you should really sometimes smell the coffee, stop and smell the coffee. You know, I'm always moving forward. I'm not really looking back, and I don't think there's anything that I look back on and say that it makes me woolly. I feel that my best work is not done yet.
Good answer.
That's truthfully how I feel. You know, I really do. And if I said anything else, I'd be lying. Look, I've had some great wins. I like seeing some of the people when like our members. You know, I look at Dan Salmon, who's won 11 awards since he's been a member of us. I look at Palm, who's won Entrepreneur of the Year. I look at Adam Falk, who won Best British Estate Agent. I look at all the other people that we've seen win awards. And
you look at me, because I got in August.
Absolutely. You know, exactly. And I get more satisfaction out of seeing the clients win. Truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can understand that. So where are you looking to take your businesses in the next 12 months?
So at the minute, big business events, we're growing it, and we're, you know, increasing the membership, we're training more people, we're helping business owners. Truthfully, I love it. Get a lot of satisfaction out of it. I really enjoy helping the clients. We're in growth stage. The business has been for a couple of years. It's grown very quickly, very successful. And really, I want to see that continue to grow and continue to help more people. In terms of the market, at the moment, we've got a marketing agency as well, where we help people with professional services. We are the best in the industry at helping people grow their social media. I'll say it very, very confidently, because I've spent £1 million of my money on Facebook ads. So I know exactly what works and what doesn't, and I can show other people how to get results quickly there. That's a big growth area. And also, I've got some other very interesting things that, you know, that we've got coming up. So some surprises in there as well. Some really cool stuff coming up. We've got another question.
Well, Jacqueline says, is there anything she can do to help you? So that's quite nice of her.
I'm proud.
And she said, congratulations on your achievements.
Oh, thank you.
She's on fire tonight, isn't she?
But then the reality is, Maxine, there's ups and downs. It's been my pleasure. But there's ups and downs, you know, and you don't dwell too much on the wins, and you don't dwell too much. You just keep moving forward.
Yeah. And she said, thank you very much for answering all of her questions. So go on, Adam, this is your time now. This is your time to let people know about big business events, about what you do, your books, what you've got coming out. I know you've just had another new book just come out. So I'll let you do your little bit now. and I'll keep quiet.
You want me to pitch? No, no.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'll talk to you rather than.
You need to move your thing. Your microphone's cutting out again.
Well, that's good timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll say, look, I'll talk to you rather than that. If you're somebody out there that is looking to grow your business or create more success, then I'm sure I can help you with what results you want to get. And if that's so, you know, if you're looking for growth, you're looking for more results, and you want to see some results like some of my clients have, then it'd be my honour to help you. And you know, big business events, come to an event. We've got free events on regularly, and we've got our membership, which you can become a part of. Actually, got a free event Monday night, which is in Mark's Day, called 1M Sales, grow your business to $1 million in sales, no matter where you are right now. So you'd be welcome to attend that and come and meet me in person.
And what's your new book, Adam?
So, Social Media Money Machine, which you can find out. It's not actually listed on Amazon. I send it so much through Facebook. You can go that on Adam Stott's page on Facebook, or if you actually go onto my website, www.adamstott.com, you can download some free resources from there and get in touch.
Brilliant. Well, I want to say thank you very much for Adam for joining us tonight. He's done absolutely amazing. Loads of talking, which is great. Nothing worse than actually trying to interview someone, and it's like getting blood out of a stone. But Adam's done so much, and I wanted to bring Adam to you because I know a lot of what Adam's done and what he's been through, and I know some of his story, and I've also seen his little man and also Hannah as well, and they are amazing. And you know, I wanted to bring something back to you because the amount of content that this man gives me is brilliant and it's second to none, and I wanted to make sure that you got a piece of that pie too. So I wanted to say thank you very much, Adam, for joining us. And I know that your time is very precious, so I won't keep you much longer. Now, guys, also, as you know me as well, I'll be here every single week. I'm here twice a week. I'm here Tuesday and Thursday at 8 o'clock. You've got Content Tuesday, which I'm here going through anything to do with your fears, your confidence and self-esteem. And you can ask me any questions that you want on that Tuesday. And then Thursday, another surprise guest. Not going to tell you who it is yet. I'll let you know on Tuesday who that's going to be. So other than that, if you do want to come and visit my website, you're more than welcome to. As some of you know, I've also got myself a party business. And with that, you can go to partygrounddirect.co.uk. Anything you need, everything's all under one roof. You can literally go to one website, you get one basket, you put one lot of money in, you get one delivery, and it comes straight to your door within days. So anything you need, you know where to come. So I want to say thank you very much for this broadcast, and thank you very much to Adam.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you all next Tuesday. Take care, guys. See you later.
Thank you.